What's up, family? It's your girl, KFLO, and I'm inviting you to tune in Saturdays for my new show, The KFLO Show. This show will leave you inspired, encouraged, and empowered to live life better. Saturdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on The Uplift. And remember, sharing is caring. What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the KFLO Show. I am very excited to be here on this evening with my lovely guest. If you are watching, please show your love by sharing this conversation and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, The KFLO Show, and follow at I am KFLOK on all platforms. Be sure to tell a friend to check us out on theupliftlive.com 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. All right, so you guys, listen up. So I have been working on some projects. As I have stated several times before, I am a fashion stylist, and I just got my website up. And I would like for you guys to go over to kstylesU.com for your wardrobe styling needs. Okay. And again, don't y'all forget to upload that Uplift Live app and listen to the show. All right. Let's get it popping. No stopping till we get to the top. Tonight's topic is Journey to Love. This is season 3, episode 16. My guest today is author and blogger Tajshina Jones. How you doing, ma'am?
Good. Thank you.
You're looking cute. You popping with your shirt on.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from you.
Yeah, it's really cute. Did you make that?
No, I got this from Amazon.
Amazon?
But, I kind of,
really
customized it a little bit.
Right, with the cutouts. Mm-hmm. Black folks, again, that's how we do. We make up words and we cut up clothes. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit of your bio about this book, and we're going to get into what this book is about here shortly. So, Houston native and author Tajshina Renee Jones announces the release of her new book, Finding Love. The book tells the story of Talia, a young woman who grows up as a pastor's kid in a very religious background. Despite having it all on the outside, Talia feels incomplete and desires love and companionship. Through the challenges of being single and the pressure from her parents and church community to get married, Talia must learn to find love within herself and navigate through life and its struggles. Very, very interesting. Okay, so I want to tell the audience how we met. And of course, we met through Miss Gina McGowan.
Yes.
She referred you. She's from Trinity Publishing. And so that's how we got introduced. And so again, I'm very happy to have you here. And I want to get into what this book is about, honey. So my first question to you is, let's talk about your background, because you said that you grew up in church, right? So you grew up in a religious household. So what I need to know is, because we know there are several types of religious households. So we've got the Kojic, we got the Baptist, we Pentecostal. So which one were you?
Yeah, we were Pentecostal. I'll say Pentecostal. It was non-denominational, but it leaning more towards Pentecostal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so does the reference COGIC mean anything to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Okay, so we shouting, and we speaking in tongues, and we running around the church
for hours,
for hours, honey, in church all day, every day. Seemed like 7 days a week. You went to church every single day.
Just about, yeah.
Because you got the morning service, you got Sunday school, and you got to have offering, and you got to have testimony service, and then after you do all that, then you have preaching, and then you got to have the hallelujah and the shouting and everybody and all that,
and then offering again,
right? Because they need a certain amount for the building fund. Exactly. Right. See, I know it. Yeah, we from the same place.
We are.
Okay, so how was that experience for you? Let's say going to like middle school, high school, right? How were you like a weirdo at school?
Oh yes, how did you know?
Because I was.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't wear pants.
Right.
Couldn't wear makeup.
Yeah.
So in the wintertime, I got on leg warmers, right? No pants. Okay, same thing.
Yeah, long dresses. The dresses all past my ankles.
I mean, past, honey,
stepping
almost to the floor.
Yeah,
and to ride a bicycle as well.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh,
so let's talk about the skirt
in common.
getting caught in the pedal. All the time, all day.
The bike chain,
y'all don't know the struggles of the COGIC. Y'all don't know.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, honestly, I felt like the only one because it was just me and my siblings. You know, we went to school. Mm-hmm. We were the only ones that looked like us. Mm-hmm. And I would get the question all the time, why do you wear dresses every day? You know, when school first started.
Like I have a choice.
We didn't have a choice.
We didn't have a choice.
No, at all.
No makeup, couldn't cut your hair. I remember when Salt and Pepper came out, honey, I wanted that side bob. My mama was like, no. We don't cut our hair. That is not of the Lord. Our hair is our glory and our strength.
Yeah, exactly.
God, but I just want to be cute though.
Yeah, fingernail
no fingernail polish, no like nothing. When I tell you nothing, we look like straight up nuns. I'm just saying. So you had the same struggle.
I did, and a struggle is what it was. Yeah. It is, and I didn't understand at the time. I still don't understand.
I don't either.
But you know, later on in life, I figured out that's not really.
Ain't got nothing to do with Jesus.
Right. It wasn't my purpose, and it wasn't like God disliked me or didn't love me, you know, at all.
He never said to nobody, your kids cannot be wearing pants. They should not be wearing makeup. They cannot cut their hair. Right. They can't wear earrings. They can't wear fingernail polish. He never said none of that.
I thought he did.
Yeah, he did. I did too.
They made it seem like
right, and they made it seem like we was going to hell if we did all of that stuff. Honey, let me tell you something. The pants, that was my thing, right? Because I was like, I thought I was fine.
Okay.
Right? You know, once I started seeing all the other little girls and whatever, and I was like, oh, all you need is a pair of jeans to make you fine. So I was like, if I put on a pair of jeans, I'm automatically going to be fine. Because you can't be fine in this skirt because can't nobody see nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that was your
that
mentality.
That was my mentality. If I get some jeans, then all the boys go, no.
Okay, I see.
She got body, yada, 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 yada. Okay, I'm gonna get off of that. Okay, yeah. So the DJ is over here cracking up. Okay, so we were sheltered, right? We were basically sheltered from. I was sheltered from the world. Like I didn't know what weed was. I definitely didn't know what alcohol was. Like when we went to the games and stuff, and that smell, that aroma that you would smell, I had no idea what that was. I just know it always smells weird when we go to the football game, right? Because I didn't know. And mind you, I lived across the street from a drug house.
Oh, wow, okay.
Right?
Did you know that?
Did not know that. Okay. I did not know that. We just knew it was a whole lot of stuff going on all the time. Mm-hmm. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what that was. Did you?
A lot of traffic.
It was a lot of traffic. So how was your experience of that? Were you around alcohol, cigarettes, and all that type of stuff? Did you experience that at a young age?
No, I didn't at all. And when I did, like when we would go to maybe games or just out in the public, it was kind of scary. It was like, to be honest, a culture shock. You know, if somebody was drunk or whatever. I never got pressured though in school. I never encountered that, and you know,
the pressure of it.
Yeah, not with the drugs or alcohol.
Right.
No,
I didn't either, because I think the kids, you know, because I grew up, you know, with the same kids, the same neighborhood, so everybody knew I was a church kid. It was me and maybe two other ladies that grew up in church the same way that I did. So I think out of respect for us, because they knew us, they never put that pressure on us.
Okay.
Amazing back in that time, right? Because today, you definitely gonna get some pressure. These kids today living the way they do today, but back then it was more respect for, quote unquote, the church kids.
Yeah.
So I think that, thank God, hallelujah. Okay, so how did you being sheltered, how did that show up for you in like dating and relationships as you got older? Let's talk about it. I mean, you don't have to talk about it, you know, but I would like to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds, we can talk. It didn't show up at all. It didn't show up at all.
So what does that mean? Does that mean you didn't date?
I did. I was scared of boys. I was scared of boys for a really long time, because I I feared them, and I didn't want to have to tell them no. So the way it was the way I was taught. You don't approach a boy, like, don't be in boys' faces, you know. So I stayed away because I was scared. When I got to, I honestly, from like elementary on up, I liked boys. I did, and I had crushes on boys, so white boys or whatever. I don't know if I can erase or whatever, but yeah, little white boys. Because I went to predominantly white schools.
Really?
Yes, which also made it
interesting. How did you know that, Sean?
I kind of picked it up when she started talking.
No, you
and
didn't.
her pronunciation on all her words ended with a.
Oh wow!
Really?
No, for real.
Really?
I grew up in the private school Anglo sector.
Oh,
My
okay.
sister went to Hockaday. My brother went to Bishop Dunn. I went to Villa Christian. So I
Okay.
get you. So that's why I was able to pick it out. Yeah.
Okay.
But we want to know. So back to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you were afraid of boys. I can't say that I was afraid of boys, but I definitely grew up with the fear of, pregnant. Right?
Okay.
That's all I heard in church.
Yeah.
You mess them little boys, you're gonna get pregnant. Now my mom didn't say that per se, but that's just what I thought.
Okay.
I thought you get a boyfriend, you get pregnant.
That's just it.
Yeah,
Okay.
y'all ain't knowing nothing about the in between.
Right. Okay.
Thank God for A Different World.
Yeah, it was
a TV show that
Oh.
taught me so much about life and journeys and relationship. I learned a whole lot from Dwayne Wayne and Whitley. Thank you. Shout out to A Different World. Okay, now back to us. Just have to shout that out in case they're watching. Okay, so you said it did not show up for you in relationships because you were scared. Okay, so what about high school?
So, high school is when I guess I started to notice that like everybody else is with everybody else, and then that's honestly because for a while boys just really didn't mess with me. I was
Right.
weird.
Yeah.
Like the skirts were too long. But in high school,
That part.
in high school, it was a little bit different, and they would notice me. I would make excuses, honestly, to not talk to them because I was afraid. Like,
Gotcha.
and I didn't want to have a boyfriend, right, and then have to go back home and explain to my mom. But after high school, in my 20s, I would talk to guys. My parents, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't.
Really? So
Yeah,
you
and I
kept
mean,
it a
I can give you
secret?
some. I don't know how juicy you want to go.
Oh,
but
juicy. Give us the juice.
Only rule we have is you
No
just can't
cussing.
cuss.
You can't
Get
cuss. That's
juicy.
the only rule.
Just don't cuss.
No, I just told you. What you mean, cuss? Okay, but anyway, cussing.
You can't cuss.
Yeah, that's
Still got a little bit of the Pentecostal.
Oh, hallelujah.
Just a little bit.
Okay,
Praise
hallelujah.
So
Okay,
yeah.
yes. So
But
let's
we
go
just have to
juicy.
say that because some people still are
Some people-
Pentecostal.
oh,
and
yeah, they still cuss.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
got
still
you.
do. Okay, yeah, go juicy. Go.
So, okay. So I had this friend that my mom really liked because they didn't really like a lot of friends who were different. So got this one friend who I would mention her name every time I would go somewhere. So with the guy, right? So I would say, "Oh, I'm going to so and so's house or whatever," and she would say, "Oh, okay," but really I would be meeting up. Now, did we ever do anything? No, because I was too scared.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I mean that's as juicy as
That's
you
as
know.
juicy as it gets.
Yeah.
You sneaking out, saying you was going one place. Girl, that ain't juice. I thought you was finna give us some tea to pour, hunty.
That's as juicy as that. Yeah, that was.
Well, I'll tell you what happened to me one time. So because I didn't do anything either. However, there was this one little boy who was real cute. Now, I've always liked the little boys that could dress, right? And I ain't care nothing about it. As long as they could dress, honey, I was all in. So this one little boy, he invited me over to the house, So I'm like, I don't know no better. I don't know what goes on at somebody's house. I just know he cute, and I wanted to go over to his house.
Did you have your jeans on?
Good
Did
question.
I have my jeans
Oh, your
on?
skirt.
I had on the skirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I had I didn't even have a 10-speed. I had a 3-speed. So I jump on my 3-speed, and go, around a few blocks or whatever. So I get to the house, right? He's like, come on in, and I'm like, okay, because I ain't never been to no boy's house before. I don't know. So he says, well, hold on a minute, because I was in his bedroom, right? Again, Green had no clue, clue, right? So he says, we talking, we sitting on the bed or whatever. He was like, lay back, on the bed, get comfortable. I'm thinking to myself, lay back on the bed for what?
Oh, wow.
Right. So then we hear a sound, right? And like a door or something, right? So he was like, hold on, let me go check and see, if my mama, he's like, I think my mama, somebody pulled up. So in his mind, that was like, oh, let me go check because we don't want to get busted. In my mind, I was like, let me get the H up out of here because I don't know what's about to go down, right? So while he was out, I rode, I left.
Okay, like, so you just automatically felt, being as green as you were, when you heard that the mama or somebody was coming home, they was time for you to leave.
Yeah.
Okay,
He said, I think my mom or something may be coming in. So the fear for me wasn't getting busted. The fear for me was, I'm not supposed to be here anyway.
Oh, okay.
Right? I didn't know his parents. I didn't know his family. I just knew him from school. So yeah, my fear was, if he got to go check for his mama to come home, then that means I'm not supposed to be here. So I need to roll up out. So that's what that was. But the sex thing, that part never even entered my mind. I didn't realize what he wanted until years later.
Right.
I had no clue. But anyway, that's my juicy story.
Okay, that was a little more juice than what I had.
Right. Okay, so can we discuss, so I saw this post, and I don't know if you want to talk about it because I didn't mention it to you, but I saw this post about your dad passing. How long ago did your dad pass?
2020.
And you made a post, something to the other of having siblings. Is that something you want to get into?
I don't think we have time for that.
Well, I mean, okay, but like what happened though? Like, because did you found out about these siblings like before he passed or after he passed? I wasn't quite sure. I was just reading the post.
Well, that is.
We don't have to take a whole lot of time on it, but I mean, it's so juicy.
It is juicy and it's juicy. I'll say this. Okay. So the way I was raised, and I keep mentioning that. We were raised not to do certain things, right? Mm-hmm. And if we did those certain things, sex before marriage, wearing pants, makeup, we were wrong, completely wrong. Mm-hmm. God did not like it. It wasn't brought to me like God doesn't like you, but in my mind, if I'm doing something that God doesn't like, then he's gonna be mad at me, like he's upset, angry, and so it kind of takes away from the loving God or the unconditional loving God. So my parents, I'll just say, they told me to not do certain things that they did, right? And
do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. But but the not as I do part, I never knew about that. It was just always do as I say, because so in my mind, do as I say, because I've always been right, and God gave you to me, and I'm always right.
Right.
So I'd never imagined them doing anything, and it sounds crazy now at honestly at 40 years old, it sounds crazy now to think that like my parents didn't do anything wrong, but that's the way I thought.
Exactly.
Right? I especially thought they didn't do what they were telling me not to do. Right. So there were things that I found out. There were things that
I love this.
There were things that I found out later, and I'll say after he passed. Okay. Where it was one of those do as I say, not as I do type things, and it was completely devastating because I was like, well, you're telling me not to do this. You're telling me, and I'll just list a couple of them so I won't like I'll just list a couple. Okay, so you're telling me not to wear pants, right? You're telling me to not listen to certain music,
right?
Not to even have certain friends,
right?
Now the sex before marriage thing, I don't really. That's one that I would keep and hold, and that was one that I kept and held for myself too, right?
Right.
But the other stuff, I didn't really agree with, or didn't really even want to experience anyway.
Exactly.
But my point is, if that does happen, so the way they brought it to me, they didn't say if it does happen, because they didn't want it to happen at all.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? So if it does happen, you can go to God, and you should be, whatever is wrong, because you know God, you should be convicted. So whatever these things are that you say that we say God is not accepting of, if that happens, go to Him and ask for forgiveness, and at the same time, there's consequences, and you should be convicted, right?
Okay.
But we never had that. We didn't have this conversation. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying I would have rather have had this conversation.
Yeah.
This conversation was never had.
Right.
So when things happened after he passed, I was completely devastated.
Right.
Because one, this is okay. Religion is very judgmental.
Absolutely.
And it will honestly, and I don't want to be too dramatic with this, but it could take you, it could cause you to be suicidal, okay, depressed.
Facts.
Because I've learned all these things about God, who I thought He was, and He isn't now. So I've lived my life in this way,
right?
And that's not even how
he
even
ain't
wanted
about
me.
That.
Right?
Yeah.
So now I have to start over.
Yeah.
And relearn.
Right.
And
learn the right way.
Right, learn the right way, because he loves unconditionally, and He wants us to get it right and figure it out, not just shut it down. So and you know I'll just say that to my dad passing and the siblings.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the thing and I was just reading a scripture today about the difference between conviction and condemnation, right? Conviction reminds you, right, that that little Holy Spirit, hey, you're not supposed to be doing that. I need you to get that together, right? Condemnation is punishment. Like, I'm going to punish you for that. You don't get forgiveness for that. But no, God says there is no condemnation, right? So that means He forgives it. When you say, Lord, forgive me, He's like, done. But we have to forgive ourselves, and that's sometimes where the depression, the suicidal thoughts, and all this stuff, because the shame and all that, because you feel like, oh my God, I've done so wrong, I can't come back from this. Well, that's not God, that's you, right? And that's the people around you, or people feeding you those lies that you can't come back from that. So it's very condemning. But God does not condemn us; people condemn us, and that is not of the Lord. Okay, but thank you for sharing that. I just thought that, but I want to say this about that post. When you posted that and you said at the very end of the post, there's no shame here, that this is all love, and you were so happy to meet your siblings. I was like, wow, what a place of love and genuineness you had to be in order to see that in that light. And I commend you for that.
Yeah, that was tough. And I honestly don't even remember all that I said.
That was back in 2020.
Okay, so I don't remember all that I said or revealed. About the post. And I don't have an issue talking about it. I just need to have a conversation. Right. But it's still my story, and so I still want to be able to tell my point of view. Right. And I want to write about it, honestly. So I kind of wanted to leave you. And there it is. Suspense a little bit.
We're gonna write about that. Okay, so you are married now. Do you have children?
I do.
You have
two. You have 11-year-old.
Okay.
And a 5-year-old.
Okay, so the book is about finding love, right? So when did you find love? Well, let me ask you this: when did you find the love? I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. That makes me feel comfortable.
I'm aggressive. When did you find the love within yourself that you needed in order to find external love, right? How did you get there?
When I turned 30, I said, okay, where is he? And then I turned 30. Actually, when I turned 25, and then but by 30, I was like, oh no. So at 31, I said, I might need to think think this through again, because I've been looking and praying, and I got this A to Z list, and the Lord, like, God, what in the world? So
I have a list.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but the list was too long. It was literally like A, B. It was too long. It's too long. Mine was.
I mean, was it like literally like
Give
A
us
to
A
Z?
to D.
It was
At least give us A through D.
Okay.
Yeah.
So A was ambitious.
Okay.
B was brave.
Oh, you actually had. You had that kind of.
The list
okay.
was 26. 26
every
letters.
Every alphabet.
Oh,
Girl, you was.
But I told you it was too long. So I
wow,
had
wait.
to-
And for you to
Ambition.
and I thought she was gonna say A, all teeth, like B, over 6'1".
Yeah,
College graduate or something
Right,
like that.
right, no,
Ambitious,
she got-
It
courageous,
was ridiculous.
determined. Empathy. Faith.
Yeah, it was all that. Yeah.
Oh,
girl.
And
you had to reevaluate your list. Girl.
I did. I had to get it together, and it could be why I'm not gonna say it's why it took so long. I think because we feel like it takes a long time, but it's not. Like, whenever God brings you to that point, and whenever you see it for yourself. But what I had to do, you twisting your lips.
No, go ahead.
It's what I had to do. What God had to show me was let me show you how to appreciate you.
Okay.
Right. So I already knew how to be treated, because my father was a good husband, and he was a good role model for me and my two sisters.
Gotcha.
But by 31, I noticed that I was in religion, and I noticed that God loved me, and there was a different type of love that I wasn't allowing myself to receive from him, if that makes sense. So he had to start showing me, and he started showing me that at 31, and he showed me how I needed to remove myself from religion and stop making the religion an idol, because religion was an idol.
Right.
My parents were an idol, and I was looking to them. Is this right? Is this wrong? I was still praying to him. I still served him, but it was an idol. And he showed me that.
Wow. At 31?
Yeah, that was
interesting. I think I came into the light at 28 and literally asked myself, like, girl, what are you doing? And that was with everything. That was with, because I can't say that I was still hanging out in the clubs or doing anything like that, but I still wasn't, like, I had one foot in the church and one foot out. Right. So 28, I'm like, girl, what you doing? What you doing with your life? What you doing with your career? Like, are you really, the woman that you're supposed to be for this husband that you say you want? So yeah, all of that came into question for me at that age. But let's get back to the list, because I think it's very interesting that you were that specific, like with the alphabets of that. I mean,
it was bad.
Wow. Because I'm thinking you A, because I'm thinking I'm finna be like high-fiving you, right? So I'm thinking, A, he got to be a man of the Lord. I'm like, yes, girl. And he got, he got to have beautiful teeth. I'm like, yes, he got to be, his swag got to be right. I'm like, yes, he got to have, I was getting ready to high-five you. And you came in with the letters. I was like, nah, dog, that ain't what I was expecting, but okay. But I'm glad you took the time, to reevaluate, the list, because it needed to be. So what are your what are your things now? Like what's your top 5 like right now on your list? And then we're gonna get into the book.
Yeah,
this foolery.
The one is just he had to really know his purpose and be actively walking in his purpose when I met him.
Yes, God.
And you said 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, 1
or 3.
Okay, and then there had to be evidence, which still could go with purpose, but there had to be evidence that he really loved God and respected God also. And, he was just God fearing.
Right, absolutely.
And I know that sounds cliche, but that looks a certain way.
It does. And not
everybody.
everybody wants that.
Right.
I'm just saying.
And then the other was just, he needed to have some type of finances. I had to be able to see that he could care for himself and somebody else.
Okay, so since you said that, I'm glad you said that. Did you have like 2 more? You want to give us 5?
No, but I was just going to put emphasis on the and somebody else and more.
Right.
Somebody else and then more and more and more. Yeah.
Yeah,
so that was it.
Because we need to grow, because I need to make sure that you together and you got me together, and we can do some stuff in the future, right? We can't be stagnant, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Was this man, is he older? Is your husband older?
No, we're the same age. Well, I'm a couple months older, but
So you found a man in his 30s that was already walking in his purpose?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not even rare today.
That's pretty rare.
Nope.
Yeah.
Full purpose, like he's like full purpose.
Yeah. And yeah.
Okay.
And
Did you marry a pastor?
No.
Okay, cool.
But men today in their 30s are pretty much like, this is the tech world now, right? So everybody is doing social media stuff. People are like on it in their 30s. I see a whole lot of men in their 30s who are further along than men in their 40s. Promise on everything. I'm a single female, and I'm out here, so I can say that for sure. Like at this day and age, I'm looking at the 30s like, oh, okay. As long as he don't want to have no kids. Now, if he want to have kids, then we got a problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, because I can't. She not. I'll be 50 in November, so not.
Did you?
God can do exceedingly and abundantly above all.
He can if that's your request. But that's not my request. Yeah, I don't want to be Sarah, whoever that was having babies in the 90s. I'm not doing that.
Sarah. Yeah, that was Sarah.
Yeah, not doing it. So what was I gonna say? I forgot. You made me forget.
Purpose.
Okay, purpose. So yeah, the 30 years. That's what they're doing. So my thing is this, right? A man's got to, first of all, got to love the Lord. One of the biggest thing, he's got to have his money together. And this is what I want to say. When you said about him being able to take care of himself and you and do other things, because I was talking to a man who I thought wanted to be married. He kind of treated me as if he wanted a wife and stuff like that. So it was cool, great guy. But when I asked him particular questions, and this is a man of a particular age. So when I asked him certain questions about like, the house, what does your house look like?
Like what age?
I don't want to say. Older than me.
You have to be transparent.
Well, we do, but
People want to know.
the people want to know, but I'm not finna put the brother business out there. So I'm just not gonna do that, because out of respect, I'm just not gonna put his business out there. Anyway, let's just say he's older than me. And when I asked about the house, I kind of got the sense of he just needed something just big enough. I didn't hear no wife scenario in the size of the house, right? Okay. When I asked about traveling, it was kind of like, I've done a whole lot of traveling. So I didn't hear no space open for, travel in the future. So those are the type of things that I'm listening for, that type of stuff. So so you stagnant, you don't want to grow even with your wife. See, a man that wants a wife, he's already preparing for his wife, right? When he thinks of his house and what he's doing, he's already in the mind of purchasing that house. Oh, this is for me and my wife. If he truly wants a wife, that's what I've been hearing. Is that not true, the way you're looking at me?
So you said he's already preparing. If he wants, he's already preparing. If he wants
a wife, he's preparing his life for a wife. Is he not? You say no?
Yeah, I believe he is. I believe that he stopped like frivolous dating.
Exactly. Exactly.
And he dates for a purpose. My husband
Right.
used to say we're dating for a
Intentional.
purpose. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, I do.
But his mindset is he has the mindset of I got to get myself together, so I got to be ready for when my wife comes.
Right, yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like for us to take a quick break, and so we're gonna come back and get into this book. All right.
Okay.
We'll be back in a moment. You are tuned into the Uplift Live.
True life sublime. Saved with true life sublime. Saved by his power divine. Saved by his power divine. Saved with true life sublime. Saved with true life sublime. Saved by his power divine. Saved by his power divine. Saved with true life sublime. Saved with true life sublime. Life is sweet. Joy is complete.
Hey, it's Kim Keaton, your personal style expert. Whether your closet needs a makeover or you want to turn heads at the next event, K-Styles U is here for the ladies and gents. I do personal shopping for business, casual, streetwear, and dress. My services will save you valuable time and money while providing you with the best. My sole purpose is to make you smile. So step out and show the world that you've got style. Your wardrobe can speak volumes about who you are without saying a word. Whether you know it or not, you're being heard. So what do you want to say? Visit kstylesu.com to book your appointment today.
I'm so grateful that you love me. I'm so grateful that you care. The cross, you did not have to do it, but I'm thankful that you did. Houston, that's your part. Sing with us. Sing.
I'm so grateful that you love me. I'm so grateful that you care.
Yeah. The cross, you did not have to do it. Good God.
But I'm thankful that you did.
Sing it one more time. Open up your mouth and sing, Houston.
I'm so grateful that you love me. I'm so grateful that you did.
Yeah. The cross, you did not have to do it, but I'm thankful that you did. Sing that line again. The cross, you did.
The cross, you did not have to do it,
But
I'm thankful that you did.
this is my favorite part, Houston. Listen. I am grateful, so grateful. I am grateful, so grateful. Yes, sir. I am so do it again. I am. Yes, sir. Is anybody grateful out there? Make some noise and sing. Family, oh. Yes, sir. Everybody crying, oh. It's the victory cry. Family, your grace has kept me. Your love surrounded me. Yeah. Your hands protected. It's covered me. Yes, Lord. Listen, I am happy. Yes, Lord. Anybody happy? Grateful. Hey, Lord, I am. Yeah, Lord. Say, I am happy. I'm so grateful that you love me. I'm so grateful that you care. Yeah. The cross, you did not have to do it. Oh Lord. But I'm thankful that you did. Singers, sing.
The cross, you did not have to do it,
Yellow.
but I'm thankful that you did.
Everybody get your hands right here. Everybody up. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Let me hear you. It's the victory cry. Sing it again. I can't hear you. Good God Almighty. Oh, hey, I'm happy. Yes, Lord.
All right, welcome back, guys. You're locked into the Uplift. Listen to us live 24 hours a day and tell a friend to check us out on the upliftlive.com. I'm back with my guest, Miss Tajshina Jones, and we're about to talk about this book. Give us the title of the book, please, ma'am.
Yes, it's called Finding Love.
Finding Love.
And can I give it a shout out?
You can.
To Trinity Publishing Company. I think I said that right. I was like, Miss Gina McGowan. Thank you so much for publishing my book. I'm having a good time.
She's having a great time. Hey, Miss Gina. Okay, so tell me what compelled you to write this book?
Okay.
I mean, you know,
Well,
how did it come about? Like,
Okay. I always write. As long as I can remember, I was just writing, and I always thought of my life as a story. It could have been to escape some things.
Okay.
And then I always loved to read. And so when I started the blog, and I noticed that I would kind of like run into people, and they would say, I like your blog. It was people I didn't know. Well, I didn't know they were my friends, like on Facebook. And I would meet them in public, or friends of my husband's. I like your blog, and it really helped me. And I was just, it was like an honor,
Really?
and it humbled me at the same time.
Okay.
So I said, well, maybe I should just. That's what I should do. I should just write, for myself, but to help people. So the blog is more personal. The book, I wanted to tell my story.
Okay, tell people where they can find the blog, because we want to get all your
Oh, the
information
blog?
out there. Yeah.
Okay, the blog is
Do you have it? But we can give it later.
okay.
Tell us about the book.
So the book, I forgot what I was saying. Sorry.
About the book. You were going to tell us what the book is about, how the book came about. Like,
Okay, yeah. So
the
I'm
story.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So yeah, the blog is more personable. The book is I wanted to do something fun, and I
Okay.
wanted to talk about myself and my life, but in a fun way. But I wanted to do it in a way where it wasn't like a memoir.
Okay.
And in the book, I said I would just write how I overcame certain things and how I found love, because I get that question quite a bit. And I wanted to have fun. It was something different, and I've always actually wanted to write a book.
Really? And so is this your first book?
It is.
Wow.
I wrote a book years ago, and it's still in one of my old laptops. But I don't know.
Wait a minute. Wait, is that going to be a future release?
Some of that is going to be
Okay.
in the book. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've always wanted to do that. That's
Yes.
yeah. Okay, well that's cool. So tell us what the book is like. What's the nugget? Like, what is the basis of the book?
So this book, it's the first book of a series, and this book is just getting to know Talia and what she's about. Just understanding her just a little bit, some of the struggles that she has, and how she's going to overcome them.
Okay.
So, and I'm trying to say, and I'm trying not to tell too much
I know you
about
don't
the
want to tell
book,
too much, but okay.
Oh,
So tell us, how old is Talia?
Talia's in her late 20s.
Okay.
And she's a church girl. Her parents are pastors.
There you go.
You know, yeah.
Is Talia Kojic as well? Is she Pentecostal? What is Talia?
No, you know what?
You didn't give her a denomination?
Talia is non-denominational.
Okay.
Now her best friend Rochelle in the book, I believe she's Baptist.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So Rochelle, she's a little bit different than Talia. Talia's she's a little shy. She's reserved a little bit,
Okay.
mainly because of their religion, and
Right.
And a lot because she's not as confident yet. She's still working through like self-confident issues.
Gotcha.
Her friend, the Baptist one, she's just
Yeah.
the red lipstick
Right.
and just
She hardcore. She MJB.
yeah. That's Rochelle. So in the book, actually, Talia meets Mark,
Come on, Mark.
which is and
Mark sound like he might be smart.
Mark is very smart,
There you go.
and Mark has a little bit of money.
There you go. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Look, where can we get this book? Is this book on Amazon? Like, how do we get this book?
Yes, it'll be on Amazon and all platforms. It'll be out the end of July.
Okay. So, what are you wanting the readers to get from this book? Like, what are they going to take away?
There are some things that she thought she wanted. One was love. There's some things that she really thought that she was missing, and she wasn't going to be complete until she found that. Right? So, in the book, she's going to find something else other than true love, but she's going to find out some things about herself, and her relationship with God is going to get a whole lot better and deeper.
Gotcha.
Because she thought that it was love that she was missing or looking for, but God just reveals to her through her journaling and everything and prayer. God reveals to her that I still want like a deeper connection with you first. So you need to know that. You need to know yourself. And honestly, she's a lot like me.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Okay.
That's the first book. The first book, somebody gets married, and in the first book, there's those church ladies where you just wish they would leave you alone and would ask you certain questions and rush you along and get in your business.
Right.
Her mom is a first lady, of course, and you know how first ladies are great. First ladies are first ladies.
Right. And depending on where you attend church, my first lady is wonderful. I love her.
My mom was my first lady. They have certain expectations,
Of course they do.
and you just need to just do it.
You can get in line, fall in line. Fall in line, sis.
That's it.
I get
But
it.
like you don't have nothing to say, but just fall in line.
Okay, so speaking of love, tell us what your love journey is right now, because you're married. How long have you been married?
I just made 6 years, May the 9th.
Come on, 6 years. Can we? You're not gonna give us the sign
Oh,
on
the sound?
But I mean, it's 6. Okay, well, anyway. And you have 2 children. You have 11-year-old and
A 5-year-old.
5-year-old. Baby. How is that? So since you got through the loving yourself, do you think because you went through your own love journey first, it prepared you for the love that you can now share with your husband?
I did, because I had to get rid of idols, and God just really he showed me where it has to be him first.
Yeah.
You love your kids, your mom, your dad, and also your husband, but it has to be me. It honestly has to be me first.
Right.
And so that's what I learned in getting married. It was me and him first, and then it just kind of after that, the whole dating and meeting him, like I just eased into it.
Really?
Like I just eased into it. Now, let me tell you, when I say eased into it, I was led.
I'll be ready for the juice. Come on.
I was led to the church that he was going to, and I mean, I had no idea. I mean, so when I saw him, he was on stage. He's a poet. Okay, he does lots of things.
Okay.
That particular time, it was an event for cerebral palsy, and it was like an event to raise money for cerebral palsy. And so I saw him on stage. He's doing his thing. He was just commanded the whole entire like just all of it, just really just in his purpose, doing his thing. And I said, oh, okay, that's nice. And then he called. He was standing there on the stage, and he called his son, his little boy, up. I said, oh, that's so cute. You know, they got matching T-shirts, but that's so cute. And so I looked around. I said, where's his wife? Why isn't he calling his wife up?
There you go.
And I said to myself, oh, she must be shy like me. she told him not to call her up on stage.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that wasn't it.
no, it wasn't it at all. long story short, it's a long story how we started talking, but and I don't want to take up too much time for that. But it just there was like I couldn't all of what happened with us and how we met and everything. I couldn't do that myself. Like you know how
It had to be
it was
God.
just or it was very organically,
yeah.
very organically.
Gotcha.
There was no strain or anything. Now my parents, it's a different story.
Right.
You know, they were still in religion and their church. Why are you going to their church? Their church wears the
Honey.
pants and, you know.
Thank God we don't have to do that anymore. Listen, this has been wonderful. I want to thank you for coming on. The book is going to be released when? Tell us again.
The end of July.
The end of July. All right. So thank you again for my guest. This has been great. If you would like to be a guest on the KFLO show, please send a request to kflo@theupliftlive.com. Don't forget to download the app and listen to your favorite gospel music and entertainment right here on the Uplift Live 24 hours and 7 days a week. I'm going to say this prayer. Lord God, thank you for this platform. Thank you for my guest and your audience. I pray that everyone listening will know your voice, hear your will, and then do your will in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Great show.
You were tuned in to the hottest gospel